Your round of applause. Alright.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, aka Teacup Simmer, and this is my very first speed build in a very long time. So if you guys have been around on my channel for a while, you know that I do speed builds occasionally, but I wanted to try this new thing that Rose Sims has been doing. I'll leave a link to her channel down in the description box below, where she did a challenge called Build the Town Challenge. And if you guys saw the create a sim for this house, for the Sims that are going to be living in this house, I'll also leave a link to that as well. I did that create a sim about a week or so ago, but this house is kind of like a small family house. I was kind of basically just kind of going with the flow. I didn't really know what I was going to design for this, to be honest, but it was going in my like build the town challenge, where I was trying to build like a series of buildings, just to kind of get used to building backstories and actually building in the Sims, which is actually really great for me personally, because I like doing stories and I like creating things in the Sims 4, but I always have a hard time like actually building like my own sets or building like my own cafes or houses or all that fun stuff. So this is kind of getting me in the mindset of designing like house layouts and figuring out what looks good, what doesn't look good, that type of thing. So just for those of you guys who didn't watch the Create a Sim, I'm going to do a small recap. This house is for a family of 3, 2 adults and a teenager. The adults are not married, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while, guys. Just ignore me. I'm pretty sure the adults aren't married, but it's for a family, a fairly young family. The adults had a child really young, and so they're going through some issues of both of them trying to focus on their careers while also taking care of their child. And their child is also very like image centered, so she worries about like what people at school will think of her, and she's very like money centered, so she worries about how much she's able to spend, and she's very materialistic. So that's kind of my idea for this house. It was trying to go for something like that was not too expensive, but had enough room for everyone. It looked nice, but it was still used a lot of basic stuff. I tried to use a lot of base game items. I'm trying to work with not including CC in my builds. I usually don't, especially when I'm trying to record them for the channel, just because it's easier to like show you guys and then show you guys and have everybody pick it up off the gallery if it's not if it doesn't have any CC on it. Also my origin ID is teacup_simmer1. So if you guys want to hang out and check this build out and download it, you can always download it off the gallery. But I also like I said, I had a lot of fun trying to put this together. I always like decorating. I usually tend to go to similar colors, so I always try and make sure when I'm trying something new to kind of make sure I include different colors than my normal like blue, like dark blue bohemian type style that I normally go for. It always ends up in there, don't get me wrong. It shows up occasionally just because of how much the type of stuff we have for building in the Sims 4, but it always ends up looking nice. So what did I want to talk about today? I haven't recorded in a while. This is also my first video in like 2 weeks that I've recorded, which is a long time. I think my longest hiatus was like a month and a half from recording, and this hiatus hasn't been that long, and it wasn't even planned. I think I just got tired. Like, it wasn't necessarily being tired of YouTube necessarily, it was more like I just so tired. And you guys I've talked to you guys, if you've watched like been around my channel for a long time and like followed the stuff I do, that I absolutely despise my job. I don't like my job at all. It annoys me. I used to be really optimistic about it. Like, you know, you can be optimistic about something and you can be like, yeah, it'll be fine. I can make the most of this. This is totally fine. No, that's not how my job is anymore. And it's gonna get worse. Like it's not going to go up from here. So I'm just currently applying for a bunch of new places. And none of those are like biting. So that's frustrating. So I think I just needed a break. Like I have to deal with so many people, and I never realized, and and some of the people who I know I talk to in the comments of you guys understand like how it feels to work in like customer service, and depending on the type of customer service, like the type of customer service you're doing, like what the industry is you're working in, it can depend on how people treat you. But like I've worked in food service before, and that wasn't fun at all. Well, like I liked helping people, because food service is a little bit easier as long as you provide people what they wanted. It's not difficult, but that depends on the environment that you're in, the food that you're actually providing people. Like if you're in a restaurant versus fast food, that type of thing, everything differs. But the type of customer service I'm doing, and I've talked about this in a different builds before, is that I do like I think the best comparison, I guess it would just be like health insurance. Like that's what I do for customer service. So I help people with health insurance, and so I explain to them how, at least in individuals in America, I know I have some people who don't live in the US, but like in the US, health insurance is really complicated. Super duper complicated, and so it can be really frustrating for people, especially if you haven't learned anything about it, or you don't know anything about how it works, or no one's taken the time to explain it to you, and then your people are like shelling out all this money for something that they don't really understand, and then when it comes down to the wire, when you have to, like, things need to get paid for, then when it doesn't turn out the way you want, people can get very touchy. That's the best way I can describe it. People can get real touchy. So when it comes to my job, I have to deal with the touchy people. So it's interesting. And the sad part is, like, I completely understand. I have like my own views about like the health insurance and stuff in our country, and so like, but you're working for a company, so you can't necessarily voice those opinions, so you have to just kind of like be amicable to people and nice and explain how it is, but you can't really do anything about it. And so I have to deal with people that I kind of agree with, but I can't actually say so, and then you have people yelling at you for hours on end. It's just exhausting. I can only do so much at a time, and so most of the time I end up being really, really tired, or really emotionally drained, or like I like feel like a horrible person even though I haven't done anything. Like the amount of like blame that you could put on yourself even when you don't mean to is kind of amazing. But what I end up doing most of the time is like trying to focus on helping the people who like really need my help, which is always nice, but those are like few and far between. So what ends up happening is I just get really, really, really burnt out after like maybe a week. And so if I don't show up for like recording or whatever, that's normally why I end up burning out completely on the stuff that I have to do for work, or the stuff that I have to do for like my family and everything. And so that's normally where Tia is when she's not recording. But I've been trying to work on, especially now that Cats and Dogs is coming out soon, I've been trying to put together a couple different ideas for stuff that we can do for Cats and Dogs, which I'm so excited about. I know if everybody's seen my reaction video to the big trailer that came out, I think it's about a month or so ago, for Cats and Dogs, then you guys know that I have like my own views on the things that like came out alongside that, like the information that they provided and all that stuff. But don't get me wrong, guys, I absolutely love the idea of this pack. Like I would much prefer they give us this pack than not give us this pack. So I'm really excited for the things that we've been seeing with the live streams and stuff, and I'm probably going to be doing a reaction video for the next trailer that comes out, just because it's Cats and Dogs, and considering all the stuff that we do on this channel, I feel like Cats and Dogs is going to be something major that we're going to have to include. I still don't know what type of thing to do, so let me know down in the comments if you guys have ideas. Ooh, screenshots. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. I'm working on a lot of these build challenge things where I'm trying to work on my building, so if you guys have ideas for different types of builds that you think I should do, please let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe if you really love me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!